We're back, quick break, and as we jump straight back in, I love those lights. I just noticed they have like full-on like planes and boats flying past them. It's actually insane.
And it's all well coordinated as well. What a beautiful city.
Yeah, fantastic look there. Of course, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm BP, this is Preacher, and we're going to be going straight into our IG versus LGD matchup. But first, going to do a quick little bit of kind of, you know, catch up onto this. If we're going to be talking about this matchup, it's got to be the top lane. Garvey versus TheShy. This is the stage for Garvey to really prove himself.
Yeah, Garvey really needs to step up. He's got some good carries under his belt. You can see his champion pull Irelia, Akali, as well as the cheeky Corki to rotate up to the top side, but it's very standard from TheShy. Usually his Kennen is banned away. If it is, he defaults onto the Nico and also the Na. He's more team fighting, and that heavily explains why his damage percentage is so high relative.
Yeah, of course. I see similar kill participation percentage, as well as a little bit of a higher KDA for TheShy, but not something that we're normally we see this guy just doing absolutely insane. Has been a little bit of a slump for IG, not been the greatest of seasons for them, but they are still within a chance to getting to the playoffs.
Yeah, and look, they're making their way up. Once again, just touching on the matchup between TheShy and also Garvey, this is going to be really high because TheShy wants to get out of laning phase to impact his team, but Garvey really wants to carry from within his lane. Of course, the Irelia and also the Akali, you know that he wants to be assassinating it. Not a lot of tools for TheShy to fight back unless his new jungler is here to join him.
Yes, where is Ning is the question, and the answer is he's on the bench.
Yeah.
Has not been having a good season at the moment.
It's been very inconsistent. So some of the games he pops off and you're just like, wow, Ning won that game for 5 minutes. And the other ones, well, he lost it for 5 minutes. So obviously bringing in Leyan, I actually want to harp on this guy just a little bit. Because even though he didn't win the first series against RNG, he still managed to get a lot of experience for himself.
Yeah, we'll have to see now if he's able to do much for the side of IG, as we got the lineups in: TheShy, Leyan, Rookie, JackeyLove, and Baolan. 4/5 of the World Championship winning squad here, and they have yet to lock in their playoff spot for summer. Did do relatively well in terms of spring, obviously won the whole thing and got themselves to MSI, but ever since Rift Rivals, it's been kind of almost like a Rift Rival hangover.
Yeah, they're finally trying to come back from it. It's a build-up, it's growing pains as well, but over on their opposing side, it is LGD, and they need to take down this team in order to make the start of the run possible, because we're saying last week started the run, but it's very, very difficult for them. Over on LGD, though, unfortunate to say, they are eliminated from playoff contention. However, their opponents are, of course, Garvey, badeMan, Yuuki, Kramer, and PYL back into the team.
And I like this from LGD. Once they realized they were kind of, you know, maybe not even mathematically out, but very unlikely to make playoffs towards the end of the split, they started making proactive changes. They started bringing up, as soon as Garvey was 17, as soon as he was eligible to be able to play for the full LPL team, he was straight up, and he is a talent.
Yeah, and even though we're talking about different things when it comes to playoffs, it's very similar stories for the two teams coming into this. It's growing pains, it's making sure that you get as much experience as possible onto the new substitutes. Garvey's going to be able, going to have to pull out some experience playing against IG, one of the harder teams within our league. But conversely, over on the other side, IG Leyan, he definitely needs to get himself ready, because if hypothetically IG managed to make it very high onto the ladder, they have got some tough opponents at the international stage.
And the thing as well, like, you know, we talk about the magic playoff number. For a lot of teams, it's 8. That's because they have a really good game difference score. IG, it's not 8. Unfortunately for them, they are sitting on, like, I think it's +1 or even like,
at the current moment, -1.
-1, yeah. That was it. They're currently sitting on -1. They have a 49% win percentage. They're actually on a negative dip. So even going 2-0 here doesn't guarantee them the playoff berth.
Yep, the way that that works is, of course, every single victory that they've had has been a Game 3 victory. They've never won straight 2-0, and a lot of their losses are either 2-0s or 2-1, so that is why they have a -% win rate. But they need to change it up, and they need to change it up right now, starting with LGD, because they need to beat LGD and also their next opponent's Rogue Warriors if they want to make it into playoffs even alive.
And realistically, this, you know, in terms of that's a fantastic drawing. It just looks like a full-on slap. Slap him down, IG. Is that ball your? I'm not quite sure. I think it's TheShy. I'm pretty sure TheShy was written there somewhere as well. But
I mean, it's a little lightning bolt.
Yes, it needs to be more than just a 2-1 and a victory. It needs to be convincing, because the IG that we remember from Worlds, hell, the IG we remember from spring, you know, spring 2019 this year, this isn't them, and they're not looking like the dominating, respectful, team that everyone kind of fears.
Yeah, so we need to see if this substitution can bring them back into form. Lane dominance was always their strong suit, and they've never moved away from that playstyle. The only thing that changed was Ning's consistency. Now with Leyan, of course, he needs some time to fit into the team. When we saw the other substitution for IG come in, they've always said IG have a very specific way of playing, a very specific way of communicating. And if you drop me into the deep end, of course, it's going to take time to adapt. But even though that is the case, in his very first professional game with this team against RNG, his Gragas play still looked very good in the second game. I mean, he was influencing the Shy, managing to get his top laner ahead.
Be interesting to see exactly how Leyan works in this squad. And of course, Ning, he's got to be a little bit careful in his own starting position. Very rare that we would see a World Championship roster stay together until the very last minute of the season, and then not bring their the World Championship winning, jungler. But we have got a Kramer interview.
게 좀 웃기긴 하지만 제 스스로가 전 좀 만족이 안 되긴 했어요. 좀 부족하다는 것도 더 많다고 생각을 하고 이제 그냥 아쉬움이 좀 많은 시즌이었던 것 같아요.
Much to be learned, much to be made better, and you can see Kramer, he's not satisfied with the season, and you can't really blame him.
Yeah, a very humble answer as well. This isn't the result that he wanted. He thought that he could actually carry the rest of his team forward, at the very least into playoffs, but this gives him a good chance to at least redeem his name. Pride is still on the line, and if he's going to be going into a lane like JackeyLove and Baolan, it's a good time to start, because he's got PYL back. PYL is relentlessly aggressive. When Bard was in meta, it's pretty much 100% Bard all the way through, so I can't wait to see them go ham from the get-go.
We'll have to see now if LGD are able to get themselves off the ground. Like I said, we've seen a lot of different improvements from them, and of course Garvey with an interview.
但是我觉得如果打得很凶的话，那是会给到现场，就是给到一种那种很小很小的机会。我希望我能把握这种机会进行对位击杀。
Wants a solo kill against TheShy. I like it. I like the confidence from the young man.
And also that fits into his playstyle as well. Pick those heavy 1v1 champions, look for the Shy's weaknesses, and then take them. Pre-6 is what you're looking for. Make sure that Leyan is not there as well. Maybe even get your jungler to play something like an Olaf and to disable Leyan from ever interfering in the top side. Man, Garvey is going to be in for a challenge of his life, because the Shy is one of the more highly rated top laners in pretty much the world.
I was going to say, it's like, yes, you want to get a solo kill, but you know who you're playing against,
yeah,
right? Like, you know who you're laning versus, and it is the Shy going to be the big kind of boulder, I suppose, that kind of, I suppose test as well, like we said, the test to see if Garvey is of the caliber of some of the big top laners within this league.
I mean, he wants to prove his name, and it's going to be a mismatch in terms of playstyle, but hey, if he manages to get that, then Garvey will be one of the key points for LGD to play through, and more importantly, will secure a name for himself going into future competitive seasons. So keep your eye on him, keep your eye on the top side, expect him to pick heavy duelists and also heavy bruisers.
We have got the crunch coming in. Little bit of lag there, unfortunately, but it's going to be no different to any other time. It means we're back into picks and bans.
Yeah. And this is the place that LGD really need to shine. Of course, there are very few contested picks, but straight up, what I see is that unlike other games, Karma is still left open right now. If it's not a last ban, we know that IG has always prioritized going for it. The Shy can play it. Rookie's also shown that he can play it. It's very risky.
Yuumi, though, has not been banned, and that will be insta-locked there by IG. Baolan, fantastic on the champion. And the champion in general is just very good at enabling lanes. Looks like LGD going to respond with that Sivir. You do not want that scaling safety in that bot side in favor of IG.
Oh, but this is very interesting, because Sivir has fallen down in priority on 9-15. Usually we see more late game carries as opposed to people who can clear out waves and get the rest of this team to late game. So if this Sivir is locked in, expect JackeyLove to actually try and counter it. Now, I don't want to get your hopes up, BP and everybody else in the audience, but of course a very nice counter to that is the Draven, and JackeyLove is a seasoned Draven player.
Definitely is. And badeMan just hovering the vein. I highly doubt it would evict him, but we have seen stranger things happen in the LPL. We wait to see now what they want to prioritize. It's going to be an early jungler for badeMan, and badeMan is very much an early style jungler. He likes to get into the face of his opponents, and I think that could work really well against Leyan.
Yeah, picking this up because Olaf isn't there to bully him out. Now the natural counter should be the Sejuani, just to make sure that the early game power is also spiked in. This isn't necessarily a Sylas jungle, so just watch out for that.
Yeah, not necessarily a Sylas jungle. I have seen Rookie and TheShy play that both this season as Yuuki locks in the Irelia. So quick picks coming in here from LGD. And they know what they want to.
Yeah, most likely this is going towards Garvey, in all honesty. You would have to expect that if Kennen and Nico are not banned away, then that should be the way that TheShy wants to draft. But it's a good matchup just because Garvey has played Irelia as a seasoned Irelia player.
Now the bans will come in almost as quickly as they went as the picks came in.
There
we see the Volibear ban there, one of Raz's favorite champions.
One of Hysteric's favorite champions.
Yes.
Man, he is manium right now, not having a good time.
In his own solo queues.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Banned away from this instance because they don't want the hard engage from PYL, what he's known for. But still, that leaves open the Alistar. That leaves open the Nautilus. And both of those two are very good counters towards the Yuumi.
Yeah, as well as that, we also have the Rakan, if you want to go with that. It's just in pure engage. You've got a lot of different engage options available to you for LGD. Can't say I care much for the Volibear. Of course, I do see his merits, despite all my memes. And Renekton going to be the ban there for LGD.
Yeah, this is very interesting. They don't actually want a hard counter pick onto the top side, but TheShy has never really shown a propensity towards that. Obviously, a very deep champion pool you can't 100% pick away. Wait a second.
Yes!
Did I?
PYL!
Dang! That actually happened.
It. There we go. They are immediate. Boom! Lock in. Give me that bard.
They want that bottom lane and they want that priority hard. Man, immediately we know what they're going to play towards. You know that badeMan's going to be keeping his eyes down onto the bottom side. Those portals, though, just because Bard hasn't been played in so long, could catch you by surprise.
Have to wait and see. And we have a Bard locked in. Kennen locked in for the side of IG. Probably going to be going up to TheShy in that top lane. We'll see what the final pick is for IG. Do they shove that Sylas into the jungle? The answer is still very much up in the air. Qiyana can be in jungle, but we are more likely to see her in mid lane.
Of course, and Rookie has made a name for himself on Qiyana, one of the few players who can actually play it. Yuuki actually being another one very good Qiyana player, but denying that away means it has to be someone who can counter assassins, and I really like this matchup. But man, we don't need to talk about that. We need to talk about the Bard and the Sivir, because that bot lane is going to be going ham from the get-go.
They need to be able to get those early kills, and I'm curious to see how the Bard versus Yuumi matchup goes. You know, it's one of those weird supportal combats as such, and it's going to be interesting to see who gets the priority in that lane. Lissandra, the last pick there in for Yuuki, so like you said, just an assassin denier, can ult himself, can ult the incoming Qiyana if he needs to, but of course this LGD comp is just full of surprises.
Man, this is going to be a little bit difficult for the Bard to execute because Yuumi stuck onto a champion, which means that the Q isn't going to hit two champions, only one. You need to execute it onto a minion, preferably in lane, in order to lock them down. But the main priority of the Bard is the fact that he can always bring in the Xin Zhao. Coming over the wall and still having his E to dash onto a champion is going to be that strong suit.
But unfortunately for LGD, they're going up against IG, and IG are not strangers to weird and wonderful styles of playing this game, as they are this skirmishing team. We saw in the game 3 versus, RNG last week, it was at minute 18 they took an inhibitor, and at minute 26 they lost the game.
Yep.
So they are not, strangers to that style or that pace.
Yeah, and they've got the experience behind pretty much playing against every single champion. So if their experience is still up to scratch, then they shouldn't be caught out by the Bard. But once again, it's the matchups, it's a lane priority, and I am quite surprised that IG, for the most part, have lost out in their lanes, because priority is going to LGD in every single way, and we just need to see their execution to see if they can actually come back from it, because of course Leyan is always a focus for IG.
See now what badeMan wants to do as well. We've seen quite a few invades from him in the very early levels. He does love to get into the face of his enemy junglers, the Gragas, the Jarvan, which was of course, and the Olaf, the picks that were banned away from him, means he is going to go towards that Xin Zhao, and I want to see exactly how they do. And see LGD, they're pumped for this. They look like they're really in for this fight.
Yeah, and look, before level 6, that Xin Zhao's going to have a field day, because Sylas, usually very weak, can't actually trade that much before you start stealing ultimates and using that for your advantage as well. So I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to seeing the LGD pre-6 moments.
Let's see what they can do. Of course, IG looking to try and bolster their playoff hopes, as they are going to go into this game now, ladies and gentlemen, jumping onto the Rift. Can IG take this game 1-0, or will the craziness of LGD be enough to knock them off their boat and cause some serious question marks to fall over this organization?
This is what we were looking forward to, BP, the immediate priority.
Oh, actually, he gets the stun off. That's going to be the heal, the boomerang blade, and they almost take out Leyan. badeMan, in the face of everybody, going to be able to force him out of the Krugs. Or, sorry, the Raptors.
What steals away the Raptors, burns away the Flash as well. Take a look, still level 1. This is going to be a really difficult game for Leyan, and in comparison, badeMan has got an open smorgasbord of lanes to gank.
Unfortunate, though, for the side of LGDs, means they do lose a bit of early priority, as the IG bot lane just said, all right, well, we're going to lane. Talk to you later, buddy. And Leyan going to try and do some vertical jungling now. Takes his wolves to get that level 2, but he will be spotted out on this ward. And they have got priority in that mid lane and top, so this could be terrible for IG.
Yeah, this is rough. I mean, Yuuki could just dive backwards, and also badeMan folding backwards towards his own jungle. Oh, Leyan.
Leyan. He may be able to get out of here. He has got the dash over it, but the flash in from badeMan is going to be immediate and swift. There's no buffs for Leyan. There's nowhere for him to go. They're going to donate the kill to the Irelia. I love it from the side of LGD. Perfect start.
What a beautiful play coming out. They even knew that Leyan had no flash because they burned it down on the bot side earlier, and Garvey is already into the lead.
I love this from LGD. The in-your-face attitude is saying, we don't care who you are, because guess what? We play with nameplates off, and we don't know who you are.
Look, that is it. And that is really working towards their favor, because we were really saying pre-6 is when they have to shine. They shine so hard in that pre-6, denying it away from Leyan and then giving the kill over to Garvey. That was beautiful, but now Garvey needs to use that resource and use it in his lane against TheShy. He wants a solo kill, no better time to have it.
See now the roam coming in from IG. They're not ones to be left in the cold in terms of early game aggression. PYL going to spot out the Sylas now on the bot side, so they will be on full vision of them. IG, though, of course, have got the priority in this bot side, given that it is a Xayah and a Yuumi. Very easy to push that one in against a Bard and Sivir. But badeMan, great start for him, able to deny the Sylas, and now Ooh, actually, I was going to say Baolan needs to rotate up for this, but I don't think he is.
Wait a second.
This is another little move here. And Leyan, I think this is a little bit too reach too far. You're level 2, buddy. There's just nowhere for you to really kind of push this. Gets a good abduct onto PYL to get him out. Leyan, he's trying to find this, way back into this. I think he just needs to farm his own jungle.
Yeah, he needs to stay inside his own quadrant of the map, because every single entrance for LGD is actually warded out. Leyan cannot trade. He just needs to accept the fact that he flat out lost in terms of jungles.
Yeah, Yuuki getting himself there off the glacial path, as we see Leyan just kind of a little bit frustrated there, trying to see if he can get something going, and he's already 11 CS behind his counterpart badeMan. And oh yeah, those Raptors I started earlier are still there.
Still there, still not taken away. And the most important thing is check out the levels. Level 2 to level 4. One of the key priorities is making sure that Sylas cannot get to level 6 before your team. At this rate, it doesn't even look like he's going to get there before the bottom lane.
I was going to say, I thought you were going to say he doesn't get there at all. I was like, all right, he's not that far behind.
No.
He's not that far behind as such.
But when you lose out on a race against your bottom lane, that's something that's really painful. Obviously, the ultimate is the strongest part of his kit because it's so versatile. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to use it in the first major fight.
All right, so the early game definitely going in favor of LGD, and they are showcasing why they wanted the badeMan to be their primary jungler, and there's a good ward here, going to spot out Leyan.
Round 3, Leyan is really getting desperate, trying to find plays wherever he can.
He hasn't got much farm to take. He kind of only has the wolves on his top side, so I don't really blame him, to be perfectly honest. Has got priority in the mid lane with the Qiyana as well, so able to just kind of play towards the top, the lane of which he's able to, kind of win as such. TheShy and Garvey going to go toe-to-toe, and TheShy needs to be careful because the guy's got pressed the attack onto this Irelia. You see Garvey, he's staying true to his interview. He wants to get those kills.
A little bit easy once you get First Blood donated over to you, but still very good trades coming out from this top lane. Leyan looks like he wants to influence it, but he is losing out everything.
Now we're going to see a little bit of a flawless duet come out there as well as a stun. Garvey, though, needs to be careful. Leyan just going straight up towards this top side. There is a good ward towards that bush in the top end, so he will be spotted out straight away. There he is.
And even tougher now because it's a level 3 Leyan and he's not getting any experience. He's going to be wasting so much time in this lane. That is so punishing for this Sylas.
badeMan gets himself level 5.
Man.
That is just so painful for the
And now
side
he's
of...
coming up as well.
And the Lissandra as well. They're able to kind of set up a perfect counter gank, and Leyan just kind of sitting here doing nothing. And this is just unfortunate. They can catch him on his rotation back into his jungle. Oh no!
This is even better for LGD. They're planning the bait.
Oh, they're just going to sit in this bush! They're waiting for him. They're trying to see if they can catch him out, but they haven't found him just yet.
Yuuki has ultimate.
Yuuki does have ultimate. Leyan not going to be spotted out, though. He does not go anywhere into the light. And I think he assumes that the side of LGD are here, and he's just a bit more careful about it. But Leyan, welcome to the LPL, my friend.
It's not even taking resources for yourself at this point. It's denying it away from your opponents, always leaving that one small part of the camp. This is so feels bad for Leyan. He is only level 4. His solo laners have reached level 6. He's going to have a lot of work. He has to pretty much run a marathon before he can participate.
Yeah, no, actually good turn here. Garvey going to be forced out of this lane, you'd imagine, by the slicing Maelstrom. Flashes away, has got his TP to come back into this lane, but now that the side of IG have shown their jungler top side, which means there's going to be a free dragon going over to this Xin Zhao.
Yeah, very strong smite and also priority down onto the bottom side. Burn a flash though, so that could prove very deadly for Garvey. Still very squishy if he gets the drop down onto him as opposed to him instigating the play. So needs to watch out for that because TheShy can always turn it around in a dime.
And let's just bring ourselves back down to earth a little bit. We've gotten very excited. badeMan is being very aggressive and just not giving any kind of breathing space to Leyan. But right now, it's all about what LGD can do with this. If you're not turning this into kills or into objectives, then it's becoming a problem. As we see now, LGD just trying to turn it into more pressure as level 6 has been hit by badeMan.
You would have to assume that badeMan wants to focus down mid lane because it's the only one with a CS differential. The only other ones are pretty much ahead for the side of LGD.
Except for bot lane. Bot lane's very far behind.
I mean, checking that out, you naturally have to assume because Kramer and PYL were too late to lane. Other than that, they've actually had a good time in a straight 2v2.
Oh, there is flawless duet gonna land. Press the attack, putting down a lot of damage onto TheShy. Garvey does not have his Vanguard's edge. Did use it in a previous exchange, and that's going to be TheShy forced back under turret. And right now, the priority is very much in LGD's favor. They have tracked Leyan throughout his entire jungle and just know exactly where he is.
Take a look at this.
There's no buffs, mate. I'm so sorry you're not getting anything.
He doesn't get anything this game. Leyan doesn't get to play League of Legends. I feel for this guy, but more importantly, you got to give props to badeMan. He's got his eyes on top lane.
TheShy gonna get stunned up under turret. There is the Xin Zhao going in as well, and badeMan is just gifting this laning phase over. Yuuki, though, in a little bit of trouble, forcing his flash there. Rookie just saying, hey, yes, my jungle is in a bad position, but I gotta be given respect.
Yeah, excellent use of phrase there. Of course, donating it over to Garvey wasn't actually a 1v1 solo kill, but nonetheless, you pick up the kills where you can. Top lane dominating for LGD. Mid lane, still a very good matchup because Lissandra could always self-ult under turret. And bottom lane, buying time for the rest of their map. You'd have to say the LGD is in a very prime position. Keep on doing what they've always been doing. badeMan's going in, denying away camps.
The team fight, though, from the side of IG is something to be feared. You've got the Yuumi, you have the Sylas who can jump forward, you've got TheShy on this Kennen as well, with the slicing Maelstrom, and of course the supreme display of talent coming out from the Qiyana. There are plenty of tools to shore up this only 1,000 gold lead for LGD. And yes, it is fantastic to see from LGD, but it is not an impossible climb for IG.
Yeah, very textbook composition from IG, just because they love grouping up. They like getting very early fights as soon as everybody reaches level 6. I'm not going to talk about it anymore, don't worry. But at the current moment, it does look like they really want to put a break on that playstyle, just because it's so hard to actually get everybody together at once.
I love this style coming out from Garvey. He's going to jump into the Vanguard's edge. Will get the auto attack, and Garvey gets the solo kill.
He did it. He wanted it in the interview. He was donated 2 kills by his team. He got the solo kill. You can let this man die in peace now. He's happy.
He's only 17. He doesn't have to die just yet.
I mean, eventually, right? Like, I'm not talking about now.
Eventually. Let's bring it to have a quick replay. And this is Garvey understanding where his strengths lie.
Standard trades because he's been doing this all throughout laning phase. But take a look at how much damage he actually gets down onto this Xayah. Within killing range, throughout the ulti, another Q, and the Xayah has nothing to respond with.
We'll see now what the junglers going to find each other. No real mana though onto Leyan, so he's in a little bit of trouble. Stolen Lissandra ult going to be used, so immediately his first ultimate does not have the impact he wants it to have. Rookie is here. We are going to see a full engage coming in with the supreme display of talent as well. Yuuki has got his ultimate available to him. The TheShy is here, has not got flash available, so will not really be able to kind of impact the fight. And LGD disengaged successfully.
Moving around the mid lane as well to try and get Rookie ahead. Unfortunately, there was not enough raw damage to lock down the kill, and they're going to go further. So with all things disengaged and taking stock of the game state once again, 2k gold advantage over to LGD, 3 kills. badeMan very firmly in the lead. He can continue doing what he's always been doing, running interference.
JackeyLove jumping into PYL.
Wait a sec.
PYL a little bit of trouble.
Where you going, boy?
Is ignited, has to heal himself, and that's going to be a summoner for summoner, so overall IG getting the better of that, and they are 20 CS ahead in this bot lane as well.
Yeah, very bold of him to go forward. Obviously, he wanted the vision down so he could buy a silk road for badeMan to come into the bottom lane, but gets caught out in the execution, so he has to pay the price.
TheShy playing very respectful, showing his veterancy, just pushing himself back with good moves here from LGD, getting 2 free plates now onto their entire team. They jump straight in on top of TheShy, and he's going to go down again. 0 and 3. badeMan flashes away. He doesn't even go down. LGD executing a perfect early game.
And even though IG wanted to salvage what they could from the laning phase, unfortunately they couldn't do so. Rotating between TheShy and Rookie to give Rookie a favorable matchup, at the very least not a losing one, into Garvey, didn't work out. Hard dive onto TheShy, hard camp out from Leyan. Everybody is slowly losing their kingdoms because LGD is just usurping them left, right, and center.
I love the aggression. I love the pace coming out from LGD. They get themselves a, probably a 3,000 gold E now once this turret goes down. As JackeyLove and Baolan are kind of the only silver linings. You got yourself 30 CS up. You got yourselves a full tower of plates. You've got a lot of gold now on this Xayah, but unfortunately for you, it's just a Xayah. Yeah,
and also, mind you, that was traded because the bottom lane of LGD went to mid lane to get that turret first, so still an advantage, and you'd have to imagine that IG are reeling. They don't know how to play once they're not that far ahead, and speaking of which, they're so far behind. I mean, Leyan has been locked out. TheShy, pretty much a non-factor in these fights. It's going to be so difficult.
He will get the Rift Herald traded for a Cloud Drake, so realistically not that bad of a trade for LGD. They popped down the Rift Herald in top side, so they're going to be able to donate a little bit more gold to this very fed Irelia, who's just looking for the cherry on top to get herself her Triforce. And there it is, about 1,000 gold going over to her, and you can see 6,600 to 4,000. That's a 2,600 lead just in top side.
And more importantly, nearly 1,500 difference between the two junglers as well. This is ridiculous. If there is a mid-game team fight that is instigated right now, just because of the front line alone, LGD will be coming out heads and shoulders.
IG, though, they're going to want to try and find those fights. They have got Rookie, who's in a fairly farmed up state, still waiting for that first item to be completed. Should be able to get it soon as he gets that blue buff onto his back pocket. You can see the gold just equally spread out, apart from that top side where 720 plate gold went over to that Irelia. And you can see the game plan here from LGD. It's, you know what, Garvey? We're gonna set you up. We got you.
Yeah, he has definitely been doing work with those resources. It's one thing to donate it to a player, and it's another thing for that player to be using it. He has used it. The solo kill onto TheShy. He has fulfilled what he wanted to come into this game doing, and he has done it so well. Now this Irelia will be in a prime position to be in the middle of a team fight.
Big question now for LGD is, you've gotten a fantastic early game. Now can you transition it into a good mid to late? Because that's the biggest problem we see with a lot of these kind of, 16th to 11th side teams in the LPL, is that they can't really turn these advantages into much more than just, you looked good and then it all just fell apart.
Yeah, but the team composition allows them to do so, BP. Take a look. Yuuki is a catch-all, but in the mid lane.
Oh, PYL does not get away from the Sylas, and that's going to be the Stolen ult immediately going into it, but he got stunned and they trade 1-for-1. TheShy comes in on the teleport as well. Great Crescent Guard, able to knock TheShy away. but it's a 1-for-1 trade support for the jungler.
And that is what I was going to say. There are so many tools on LGD to completely disengage TheShy, so his ultimate has very little impact. And even above that, Yuuki's ultimate is multi-purpose. You either want to lock down JackeyLove so he can't use his ulti and everybody in your team can burst him down, or if it's an emergency, you can actually keep TheShy locked down as well to make sure that he can't interfere. So LGD have got everything planned, and so far they're executing very well. They're disabling IG's team composition because IG have straight out had one playstyle throughout their entire career in 2018, and it's being dismembered in front of our eyes right now.
And that's the thing, you know, when you're on top and you're the best one there, you can see PYL, this is a mistake at the start. He does just kind of get caught, but...
I mean, that's PYL being PYL, but
yeah,
he gets locked down, he gets taken down, but take a look at the hard lockdown available from Yuuki as he's come out of that one.
Yeah, he's badeMan jumping in as well as PYL, and Rookie now. Does he get 2 solo kills on 2 of the best solo laners in the world?
Boy.
PYL, Flash is being burned left, right, and center, but while that's happening, actually, he's going to be just a little bit of a movement here as a kind of, I can't tell if it's a replay or not.
Yeah, that's a replay down into the corner, but still, that was 2 flashes burned. Leyan, Rookie, no flashes just because of Garvey. I mean, this little rookie for himself, he's definitely making his name known on the world stage, taking down strong players.
I'm not quite sure when that happened, because that was a completely different game. That had a Braum in it. I just want to put that out there. That left corner, I don't know what was going on with it.
Yeah.
That was a completely different game. And I was like, what? Nothing happened.
I'm not going to comment on what happened down there. I will comment on the fact that LGD is very far ahead. And IG, while they do have very good teamfight potential, obviously the 5v5, we were talking about the tools to disengage, and it's just met every single time.
Overall, LGD going to be feeling pretty good. However, they have got a JackeyLove who's very, very fed at the moment. In fact, actually, and I take that back because it's actually pretty much equal to the side of Kramer, who's had a very good day. It's just kind of picking up those global goals, the extra little bit of plates as well. Able to kind of shore up the difference in CS just purely from his team just playing well.
But JackeyLove is now the focal point, and rarely do we actually say that for IG because they usually sack the bottom lane, make it the weak part of their map, and play through the top 2 sides. But without that playstyle available, they need to very heavily rely on this crutch. We haven't seen it too much yet in 2019. It was a playstyle at 2018 Worlds, but now he needs to come up big once again for his team.
And that's what I was trying to say. Like, when you're on top of the world, when you are #1, you don't have anyone really to learn from because no one's beating you. And that's the big scary thing for IG, is that everyone's learning from you because they're losing all the time to you. But you're not the ones who are learning that much at all, and that becomes, makes improvement very, very difficult until you end up in a situation like this where you are losing a lot of the time. And the rotations right now from LGD are just non-stop. They will use the stolen Bard ultimate there from Leyan as they keep sieging down this turret. Will not be able to take it down just yet, but it is only one more turret wave away.
Oh, nice sidestep by Yuuki as well to dodge out that shuriken, but more to the point, if LGD can always disengage from every single fight that IG want to play, you know that it's going towards their favor, and so far, they've been doing it every single time.
Oh, Garvey looks like he's going to be the focus one there, but the rest of LGD are just saying, cool, well, we didn't leave bot lane, and we're going to keep pushing for this turret. TheShy has no real chance of saving this, and that will just be a tier 2 going down over to LGD. These quick rotations catching IG off guard, and can't really give respect to someone who's not really doing anything.
Yeah, and look, IG, they have been wildly inconsistent throughout all of 2018, but this is a whole other level BP. 2019, I should say, but here we go.
Garvey gets caught out, though, as that follows all the way around, but a great flawless duet keeps him safe. Has got those mercurial, mercury treads, excuse me, to keep him from the tenacity. I don't know how you need TheShy to come into this and just get an absolute godlike ultimate.
That's exactly what I was going to say, right? Because throughout this entire year, IG hasn't been showing up consistently. They either win very hard or they lose very hard, but they've never been stomped like this before. The early game completely shutting down TheShy and also the composition for the rest of the entire game. We already saw the potential of the Xin Zhao ultimate knocking away the Kennen, so the ulti is completely nullified, but more to the point, Leyan never getting onto the map. I haven't seen him have a good ultimate, simply one to save his own lives thus far. This is a complete shutdown.
Oh no. Oh no. LGD Trying to find someone. We weren't actually able to catch out Rookie there. It's a very slippery champion with those Moby boots, and now LGD in a lot of trouble.
Oh,
Flash engage, and that's going to be everything taken away. LGD just kind of forced themselves a little bit too far. Yuuki going to be forced to use his glacial path to get the hell out of there, and Rookie now chasing everyone down. They've got the movement speed. Can he catch anyone? Kramer going to keep himself alive with his mid laner. Bit overzealousness. They thought they had someone there, but they didn't have an exit strategy if it didn't go right.
Mate, just the fact that we have been questioning IG very hard and they still pull out a fight against all odds towards their favor, that is why they have had so much success in the past. Up against the wall with no resources available, they pick out a very crucial 2 members of LGD inside their own jungle, and TheShy got off a very great ultimate.
And PYL, you can see they have the vision control here, and they just missed the ultimate. I think at this point, you just back away, rotate up or down. Don't just, like, you know, I don't know what PYL is doing there, and I think PYL is the reason they get caught.
Yeah, PYL is always going way more aggressive than he needs to be, and finally IG capitalize on it. Ulti make sure that he's locked down, as well as badeMan. Unfortunately, badeMan was joining him, and PYL being aggressive without cause, without getting the vision down to really help him, is the reason why IG can now come back into this game. TheShy now got those 2 extra assists, means that he can have a decent enough time in that side lane.
They do get the ultimate out of the Xayah using the Bard ultimate as well. So you saw that, you didn't get to see that, it was off screen. And now LGD turn their focus towards that Baron side. They know TheShy is on bot side, he has no flash, but he does have TP. And they're trying to just utilize the fact that they have got this vision control.
Rookie's by himself.
Rookie is by himself, but should be able to get out of this pretty damn easily. He's very fast with those Moby boots, and of course with his own mobility. PYL is there.
They're just goading him around. Can he actually get out?
But this is actually good for the side of IG as they jump straight in, and that's going to be PYL taken. No, he's not taken out as he's able to keep himself alive, and Rookie goes down. But what can IG get off of the back of this? A lot of time was wasted. They will be able to break open this mid lane turret. They are still pushing in the bot side as well, and they're looking for more.
What an absolute madman! Actually lives with the hair of his with the one hair on his head left, pretty much, nearly getting skinned completely off.
And that's going to be turret taken. badeMan looking like he wants to try and start this, and they are pinging it out. So LGD now with the priority on this Baron. No real vision for the side of IG. They're going to start it up.
TheShy is not here. He does have TP, and his ult is available.
They did get the Squire's Bloom, but it's not actually able to get anything there. There's the TP coming in. That's going to be the Kennen joining the fight first as they got PYL off to the backside. Baron down to about 6,000 HP. TheShy going to come in and get jumping with the Slicing Maelstrom. They will not land on top of him, but there is a good little move there from Yuuki to try to just keep himself alive. He needs to get it, but a fantastic Bard ultimate. It's going to lock down absolutely everybody, and Garvey will have his way with this fight. Rookie is here. It's a 4 for 2 or 4 for 3. Rookie wants it. Garvey's feeling himself. Garvey wants to try and go for this. They've got to try and just back him into a corner, but Rookie's too healthy. LGD do end up getting the kills, but they do not get the Baron.
4 members for 3, and I don't think this is over.
No, it is not over, and it's going to be Garvey just nullifying the damage, but not enough. Rookie knows his limits, and Rookie picks himself up a shutdown.
Very crucial that Rookie got those 2 kills aside of his own jungle, but man, what a play from both of these 2 teams. So heavily locked down by LGD. They know that they can do this Baron, and check out TheShy coming in, getting every single member, but no damage being put down by JackeyLove. Eventually the return kill is going to be down onto TheShy sooner or later, but that was a perfect Bard ulti to just set this completely up for LGD. And you have to count your lucky stars because Rookie wasn't there, didn't get caught up by the AoE. Coming in very late in the fight might have actually benefited him because he picked up a last-minute kill onto Garvey to even out the scoreboard.
The Tempered Fate was just so damn key. The fact that it threaded the needle upon catching the Lissandra and catching everybody else was just amazing. But the scary thing for LGD right now is that they didn't full-on win that fight. They actually came out relatively even. I think it was a 4 for 4 overall in the end.
4 for 4 with the last kill.
Yep.
Everything considered, but man, PYL is finally showing up. In the early game, he actually had a few fumbles. He was going into the enemy jungle alone without any vision, getting chunked down. But hey, when he needs to show up, he needs to show up, and that ulti was beautiful to see. So we know that this person can actually pull it out of his pocket, but it's just not always there.
Now items starting to come in for the side of IG. You've got the Proto Belt as well as the Blasting, or the Oblivion Orb, excuse me, for the side of the TheShy on this Kennen. You've got the Zhonyas for your Sylas. You've got 2 lethality items with the Youmu's and the Dustblade as well on your Qiyana. Rookie, I gotta hand it to him, is single-handedly trying to keep IG in this game. And Garvey, though, he's also pretty damn big.
But more importantly, Leyan's actually found an avenue back in. He's actually got 3 kills for himself, so not the worst score for a Sylas who was very hard denied. And he's finally starting to use his ultis very effectively. There are some very good ones that you could steal. Yuuki's one to lock down, as well as Kramer's one to disengage the overall speed difference between your 2 teams. It's actually looking very good for IG. Still a 3k gold lead for LGD though, so you can never discredit that.
Rookie is still here. He knows the Glacial Path was used, but the rest of LGD are here. He needs to get himself out of dodge. He does so very well. Very scary times right now for both sides. Garvey, though, is feeling this game. He is so confident. He's looking for any kind of engage as he can. I feel like it's going to be between who survives between Garvey and Rookie, because that's going to be the difference between this game.
5-1, he is point man as well. Take a look at how careful Leyan is playing. He wants to clear out vision wherever he can. And it's actually a very nice little poke out just to make sure that LGD don't contest that control ward being taken.
Now you have got, of course, the walking ward, which you, of course, Baolan on this Yuumi, able to just chuck out those Qs and they make sure that he's not able. But I like this from the side of LGD. You've got Kramer just kind of looking to bait the Kennen to go in on top of this, and now they will look for the engage. The Flawless Duet does not land. And they haven't got the minion wave to really keep this one going, and the rest of LGD are not in position to defend. IG need to find a pick if they need to make this work.
They're all collapsing down, but they're second-guessing themselves. The strongest thing about moving Kramer down into the bottom side to join Garvey is that they both have teleport. So if there was some shenanigans around the Baron area, they could have both gone towards that direction. Very smart of them to do this. However, with that being disengaged because IG were collapsing, they want to go back to base.
GA just got picked up there by Garvey, so he's going to be a little bit safer as well in these fights as Kramer comes back up into this mid lane. IG going to try and reset themselves onto the map. The Baron vision does solely belong to LGD, and the game has definitely taken itself a little bit slower. Seen a lot of slowing down coming into this particular game, as you know, IG, they were being almost like a rag doll, being batted around the place in the early game. They finally got themselves their feet on the ground, finding those little opportunities. In LGD, they can almost taste victory, but they got to just finish it off.
The key members who need some resources have got them. Of course, Leyan and Rookie now sitting fairly comfortable for themselves. And TheShy, even though he's been put down inside of this game, still has that ultimate and the Zhonya's combination, which will always be invaluable for the rest of them to engage upon. So IG, while they do have a very good 5v5 composition, like they so very commonly do, need to start executing it very well, because once again, we were talking about the double split push bottom side, and it's still working out very well for LGD.
LGD looking to try and just punish TheShy. They know they can do it. Yuuki is here. Flawless Duet does not catch him out. And you can see Rookie on the minimap is very, very deep on that red side jungle. Baron cannot be started just yet, though, by IG. They don't really have the numbers to burst it down. There are the Twin Shadows, the spooky ghosts being put out as LGDs look to try and force this bot lane move.
Yeah, IG don't actually want to go towards the Baron. They want to start forcing it around the issue because they've got superior gold advantage on that side. Garvey is the person with all of the gold.
Oh, that is a big ultimate down now for Rookie. PYL gets caught out though, and that's an instant deletion, but is it going to be enough? There is Leyan using the Zhonyas to his advantage, as well as the stolen ultimate from the Xin Zhao. Just get the Crescent Scars. Rookie now tries to jump in on it, has got the Elemental of Grass to keep himself safe. There's TheShy, no! And TheShy rips through the side of LGD, and they are on full retreat. They are not the world champions for nothing. They tear through LGD, and IG back on top in this series as they take 4.
What a nice and clean re-engage coming out from TheShy. He is finally making a name for himself, even in a game where he lost out so much. And that was all instigated because IG pulled the trigger, knew that Garvey wasn't there. Garvey didn't actually teleport. He did the long walk up from the bottom lane, and the most fed member not participating in a fight, you know what's on their way.
And you have to respect the current world champions, regardless of their form, regardless of where you think they are and how well your early game went. If you are not able to deliver the killing blow, you have not won.
That is it. IG The Phoenix rises, you have to say, from that early game. Leyan finally having a really good game for himself, and even Rookie picking up those stray kills, especially the one to instigate everything onto PYL. That ulti was beautiful, but didn't even have a chance to play the game from that fight.
LGD trying to get what they can off of the back of that. They know the Baron went down, of course, but they are just trying to pick up anything and everything. They will pick themselves up the Infernal Drake, and you see when PYL, he's just caught out.
Yeah, Rookie off from the side, and it's a squishy support with an assassin mid. You know exactly what's coming, but this is not expected. So, of course, the Yuumi isn't going to be targetable inside of that, but TheShy is really where we need to keep our eyes on, because he's going to rush in here, flash with the ulti as well. Everybody is zoned away. You can see that Garvey actually wanted to dive into IG, but had to walk out instead. Pretty much 0 damage from this Irelia, and it was over before it even started.
All their initiation tools, you can see, as you said, Garvey, the only one to survive. He was the one who wanted to try and push for this, but unfortunately for the side of LGD, weren't able to capitalize. And big props to Leyan as well, you know, how far behind he was and how genuinely routed he was, and just everyone being, you know, tracking him. He wasn't able to make anything happen. He has come back into this game and proven why he should be the starting jungler for IG.
Keep your head cool. Make sure that you use your strategy that you've always used. If your composition's the same, got a Kennen on the top side with an assassin in the mid lane as well. They're executing it so well. Rookie finding his flanks inside of these fights is really what IG need in order to win. Killing down PYL, making it a 4v5 before it even started. You know that IG have rehearsed this so many times over, and they are now using muscle memory alone to come back in this game.
So much potential on this side, and you can see they need to get to late game. Well, they are there, and now Garvey, he's tanky, he's dangerous, but he's not impossible to deal with, and that's the big thing there. JackeyLove now sitting on 4 items, 4.5, has the QSS as well, so just pretty much waiting for that for the extra little bit of stats, but nothing really stopping them at the moment from the side of IG.
I mean, the best way for IG to deal with Garvey right now is simply not to deal with him. Whenever he's off on the side and he's not joined with the rest of his team, force a fight on the 4 people who are present from LGD and just bust them down. That's been a winning strategy.
Leyan gets caught out a little bit. They are going to have the final chapter used as well, but they have got the split push coming off, so this is all working out in favor of IG as they actually get a lot of damage here on top of the Lissandra. Maybe they go onto TheShy, they don't, but they lose an inhibitor turret only for 1 kill. Now Kramer in a little bit of trouble. JackeyLove has 4.5 items, he's got a lot of damage, and Garvey's just trying to keep them away. They are using the cat and the bird. An unlikely friendship, but it's working out, and they crack open LGD's base. And now PYL, what are you doing here, buddy? No. He's getting caught out. He ends up getting put down as Rookie was on the backside. Not even the crowd knew what happened there.
I mean, that's just Rookie doing Rookie things off on the backside, picking out people with his signature assassin playstyle. But man, IG, they are coming up when they needed to. JackeyLove putting the team on his back.
Yeah, they're going to jump onto TheShy, who will end up going down after this Sonya's comes out. They have got Rookie, though, on the back end, and he's actually dead. It's actually Kramer who picks him up. We didn't actually see that off screen. Now JackeyLove gets jumped onto. It's a double kill for Kramer. It's a triple kill. And LGD punish an overextension.
That was way too much hubris from IG. They thought that they could take these fights because they took the last one. Nobody was in position, and even Rookie dying off on the back end because he wasn't expecting focus back instead of forwards. LGD are finally clawing it back for themselves.
Kramer wants to get this minion wave up. These death timers are actually huge. 30 seconds left on most of them on the top of the side of IG. They could look for at least an inhibitor. As we see, it's TheShy Gaming versus Rogue Warriors, I do believe, in the back end there. It was Rogue Warriors who end up taking it 2-1. Thank you for the update. I really appreciate that.
Well, there you go.
You know, little sneaky thing there. So Rogue Warriors winning that one out. Sad times there for any TheShy Gaming fans. They're still seeking for their second win. But back into this game, LGD, they're finding moments of hope, and IG are definitely not showing a lot of, veterancy as such, but it's not quite over for either team. Both sides are getting to those 6-item thresholds.
A good little lead for LGD, though. They've got barely any gold, but they have got 4 Drakes, which is going to be important. Checking this one out on the backside, though. This is Kramer just 100-0ing the Qiyana. Rookie wasn't expecting an ADC to be walking through that direction, and of course, as soon as that's dead, everybody else pulling the trigger for the lone 2 people left. But once again, going back to the issue at hand, LGD have got 4 Drakes to themselves, Infernal's up in, Elder's up in 30 seconds, and that should naturally be where they're turning their attention towards because it's way too strong to deal with against IG.
4 items onto the Qiyana, 4 items now onto your Kennen as well. We are hitting item thresholds. We are hitting the point of no return where honestly, I don't really know who owns the late game. And now Rookie, though. Rookie's in a very bad position. Has to use the Supreme display of talent and his cleanse. And they're just chasing him down with the on the hunt. They're trying to just find him, but he will get himself off to the backside. Now 2 big ultimates available, or not available for the side of IG, but now Garvey might be in a little bit of trouble, forcing his flash away. They're going to start the Elder Drake. This is do or die for the side of IG. They need to be so careful. Those ricochets do so much damage now with a 6-item server.
Everybody's in position, and most of them have ultis.
Oh, here we go. They're going to jump straight in on top of the jungler. If he goes down, if badeMan dies, they have no smite. They will keep him alive, but just barely. Leyan does not have a Zhonya's anymore. badeMan has got a GA. Elder Drake has been restarted, but the minions are in the base.
They are pushing down, but TheShy still has an ultimate. IG, make a decision.
They are just going to go back and defend. I think that is the call. They will hit the actual Q there. They do not want to lose everything off of this one play. They're going to defend their mid, defend their base, defend top, and then look for Baron.
Purchasing themselves a little bit of extra time. IG, with the wave setups from the top side, managed to come out big. I mean, that was just nothing but wave management and IG forcing the issue because they knew that LGD wanted to contest the Elder Drake.
Yeah, they have the Elder Drake now. We'll have 2 minutes on that buff. The Baron is going to be the next call. No one has priority over this. TP going to be used here from the side of IG's TheShy to get himself into position just in case there was a quick rotation. But I think right now the priority for the side of LGD is going to be defending their base.
And more importantly, IG have the Elder Drake. Even if they don't have any other Drakes to their name besides that one Cloud, they've still got the burn on it. They've still got the fight potential for LGD if they decide to do it within the next 2 minutes.
This game stands upon the edge of a knife. Stray but a little and you will fall. Did you get that reference?
I mean, I don't know where it's from, but it's
Lord
beautiful.
of the Rings.
Really?
Yes.
I thought I would have remembered
the Fellowship.
that.
It's like literally how the Elf Queen basically kind of goes about it as Kramer. Don't get greedy. You know, you don't have no vision. Back up. And Baron has been started now. Rookie in a nice position to catch out Kramer. And Kramer's going to be deleted. He cleanses, he flashes. He's going to be actually landed as Rookie's now in trouble. He has no cooldowns. He will not catch him out just yet. The Baron's still being taken down, and that's double buffs available for the side of IG. Now is the fight coming in. They have TheShy available to this. They're trying to separate the side of LGD, but a good disengaging tempered fate means that LGD will not go down.
That was so well played by Kramer as well, but unfortunately IG was on.
Oh, he jumps on the Kramer. Kramer will go down. That is your damage down for the side of IG as they look to try and re-engage this fight. And JackeyLove will keep going, and Rookie will keep putting down the damage. LGD, it was valiant. It was so close, but you are not able to take down the current world champions. They will take game 1.
And this is the difference between IG and every other team in the world, even without people there, even without asking the question, are you here, are we ready to fight? TheShy instinctively flashes forward, ultimate, and makes a play for his team.
And they will push up the middle, taking just 1 inhibitor. All Nexus turrets falls. IG, it wasn't pretty. They were thoroughly stumped with an early game that LGD had devised. But IG, to much appreciation of the crowd, take the win. And you can see straight away they're not happy. That was not how they wanted to come out of that game.
But still, a victory is a victory. You saw it in the eyes of TheShy at the end of the game there. That's the difference. Other teams, if you play enough games, you can always say, we can fight at this moment in time. But it takes a world champion to take a look at the situation and say, flash ulti, that's going to close out the game for me.
You can see fantastic early game from LGD. Brought them up to 20 minutes, and then it just started to, you know, stall out a little bit. Then it looked like IG were 100% back, and then it was back to LGD. There was just so much toing and froing, but I gotta give it to TheShy. Yes, he got solo killed. Yes, Garvey won the laning phase, but it's not how you start. That's how you finish.
Of course, and even though that was such a good dip, the way that it came back up for IG was because LGD was too aggressive. Went into the enemy jungle without any backup, multiple members of IG there to catch them out. And you gotta say, live by PYL because one of his ultimates was so beautiful to watch, but also die by PYL because he goes way too far forward without the wards and attention required.
And I love the idea from LGD. I really do hope that they do come back into game 2 with the same game plan or something similar, assuming that, you know, Leyan was going to come and assume the aggressive style, because it worked so well. And it's just unfortunate, like I talked about at the 20-minute mark, if you cannot turn it into a win, there's no point in having a good early game.
Of course.
I'd rather you have a fantastic late than have a great early, because at least in that one you're going to win.
Yeah, that's what we were really looking forward to. And Leyan was really put in a bin from the get-go. Always target the newbie, make sure that he's not having a great time in the game. Barely got any of his own buffs before the 20-minute mark. Barely got any of his own cans before the 20-minute mark. And even TheShy just being put on a pedestal for the side of LGD, always ganking him over and over again. But it's just IG's tenacity, that just their unrelenting aggression to never give up, that brought him back here.
I think we all just need to take a deep breath. Let's bring ourselves back down to earth. IG, of course, did win the first game. They go into the second one with hopefully themselves getting a 2-0, but you could see straight away that was not how they wanted that game to go. They needed to rely on some fantastic play from Rookie, some great positioning from TheShy, and I gotta, you know, give props where props are due. I think overall, Leyan definitely had a much better mid-game than he did early.
He did. I mean, he managed to come back. It was also due to TheShy, even though he didn't have any good ultimates in the early part of the game. His crucial ones in the mid-game allowed Leyan to really pull the game back.
And we'll have to see now if LGD can repeat such a fantastic early game, or will be all IG, as we're going to take a quick break. But when we return, we will have game 2 ready for you guys.
一双刃成功拉到了 Imp， 交一个闪现突进去，然后转头将残血的绿毛给收掉了。这时候再往前是卡恩的一个闪现，成功的把 Imp 的人头给收下。不过缓回来，上中野京东三人组冲了进来，死哥唱起一个大招给远程支援，但是问题是正面的线完全刚不住。
哎，这边一场单杀，打过去一个 QA 回身一损5道，那我感觉死了。
哇，这个位置有一个小羽魔刀，但是也救不了自己。
京东一个主女开大，开了剑魔吗？这个是开到了 ADC 直接被秒掉了。
打得非常的不错啊！这一波开到 ADC 正面，哇，在卡莉斯塔甩出一个熊，再顶一下。 OMG 全员被控的情况下，几乎是没有反抗的余地了。死哥上起大招，看起来是可以收回2个人头。
酒桶是刚回家，还没回过家，可以赶追回一点时间。这波酒桶应该出来，可能大概率要往上走，看到自己的野怪被刷掉了。
对，不过与此同时的话，这是有越塔的打算嘛？
而且
控的确实不错。
满路的鳄鱼，只要看一下谁先手，鳄鱼在扛塔，一个大红路 W 晕住，但是有点难杀。鳄鱼先被击杀掉了，而且还让剑魔上到了6级。摩根这时候开招了以后，他的吸血量非常的夸张，他又躲过了这个甩锤，完了。
火龙的争夺一触即发，阿乐这边损5道，回身的魔点中当巨魔先吸入大家想先杀巨魔，这不是一个明智的选择。电锅的一个大招直接顶起了自己的奥拉夫，奥拉夫开出一个秒表之后，自己直接被阿卡丽给收掉。起火巨魔确实比较难过呀，而且嘎拉这边直接 R 上去想要打收割卢安达飓风，配合自己的平 A 直接打出了满额的小凯。伊泽瑞尔慌不择路，一到大熊脸上，大熊一个惊魂咆哮把伊泽瑞尔收掉。